Welcome everybody to Rise and Shine. I'm Singapore's most gorgeous real estate agent right after my co-host Farah Z. And we're here today to talk about some fun, interesting topics that are on the news.
It's fun. You know what? The schools are back.
Yes! That deserves
Even my nephew is in P1 this year.
I'm happy for the parents too.
Yes.
Maybe
No offense, guys. We love you, but we're glad that you're back in school. Okay, talking about school, then, which school did you go to?
Secondary school or primary?
Okay, let's do primary.
Primary school I was at St. Stephen's,
St. Stephen.
which is at Siglap. And then I graduated and moved on to St. Patrick's School in East Coast.
Nice,
so all in the same
nice.
location. I always meet people that tell me, they know people from St. Patrick's School. I think we're everywhere.
It's one of the good school, right?
Right? They go into entertainment, into politics, schools. Oh, a lot of educators also. Speaking of schools, Farah, what is our topic today?
Okay, so why are we talking about school today,
Sorry,
Dad?
drum roll.
School boundary line. When you decide to choose your next property.
Right.
Yeah, so since we are in real estate, of course, we'll be talking about anything concerns real estate and something that affects the real estate as well. So that's the reason why we're talking about the school boundary line today. Is school important when it comes to choosing your property, when you're planning to buy, and why?
For me,
Yes.
no kids.
Mm-hmm.
So for me personally, I feel like school is not important.
Okay.
Because I'm more about just the lifestyle.
Okay.
I want to know what's in the area. But school's not the first thing that come to my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But for a lot of clients I've met, deciding on homes, they do put into consideration the schools, even though they also are not married and have no kids, because they are thinking about their exit strategy. If they want to rent, usually if they have at least a 2 or bedder or more, they can rent to families that want to be near to the school.
Sure.
So that's a smart option.
Yes.
So I would say it's important to some, but it might not be to some too. Depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah, it depends on your reason of why you're buying into that property.
Yeah.
Some people are buying it for exit strategy, like what Dan says, and some people are just buying it because they just want to see the appreciation for the projects or just for own stay.
Lifestyle choice.
Yeah,
maybe
lifestyle
it's near
choice and all that.
to their favorite mall. Or
I
club.
agree. Choosing a school for some part of the foundation that they choose when they decide on buying a property due to what a good school can do to a property in future. So that's the reason why we are talking about school boundary line today. For example, we talk about this project. It's called the Ori. The Ori, yeah?
The Ori.
Not the Ori,
Why
yeah,
is it
the Ori.
and not the Ori?
Okay.
Actually, I don't know which is the correct, but I think based on, because we're talking about schools, right? So based on my English lessons from back in the day,
Okay.
it's the Ori.
I should think there was there's never a change in that. It's still the same.
If I remember correctly, you say D when it's a vowel. If it's followed by a vowel.
Right, it's the Ori. So
I mean,
where
by
is
end
the
of
Ori?
By the end of the day, it doesn't matter how you pronounce it. Just do what you want, do you.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
beautiful development, right?
It's a
This
beautiful
the Ori.
development,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the Ori is situated in Toa Payoh Lorong 1.
Toa Payoh.
Toa Payoh Lorong 1,
residents
the
must be very
centralest
happy.
of the central
Yes.
area that you can ever find. How's my English? The centralest of the central.
I love your English.
Oh, thank you.
That's fine to learn
Fantastic.
from you.
We go back to our discussion of the Ori
Yes.
and the
What
school
about it?
boundary
The
line.
school boundary,
Oh, yes. The Ori has a few schools nearby.
I forgot what are the schools.
Okay, one of the school is called Pei Chun Public School.
Yes.
Have you heard of Pei Chun Public School?
Not the most familiar, but I believe it's a good school.
Yeah, it is a good school. It's actually top 3 in Toa Payoh and also one of the top 10 in Singapore for primary school.
Just that reason alone, I'll go and buy the Ori right now. Let me call. Just for that.
Why? Why would you buy? Tell me why.
Because one of the top schools in
Yes.
Toa Payoh.
And
In Singapore,
it's
in
top
the
10.
whole
Actually,
country.
honestly, it's top 10 lah.
Top
It's
10.
top 10 in Singapore. So for this,
How many schools do we actually have in Singapore? Primary schools alone.
primary school 4?
No, it's in Singapore.
In Singapore, I think there's a lot. I saw somewhere when I was researching, there was about 186. Don't know what the best orchestra lah, Chinese orchestra lah, whatever. But it's always on top of 186. So correct me if I'm wrong. Is it really 186? If I'm wrong, please do comment below. And then share with me, and please correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. Okay. So for the Ori, it is situated right where there's so many schools. It's not just Beicun Public School. You also have Keng Cheng School. Yeah, First Toa Payoh Primary School. You have First Girls School, Raffles Institution, and all whatnot. Of course, for families, and you have like Muslim families, there are madrasah and all that, which is very, very near. It's very convenient. So for families, when you decide to stay around that area, other than being in central, you have these good schools. So it's good for your kids, and if it's one of your school of choice, yeah, it's the best. In future, for families especially, it's good to cover every aspect of your education, especially when this area has everything. You have kindergarten, you have childcare, you have whatever institution, what have you. Do you agree with me when it comes to this?
I agree with you, because especially nowadays, actually, I don't know if this was the case during my time, but a lot of my friends who are like have children and everything, they send their kids to school already at like
3,
2, 3,
4.
4.
Childcare, I think.
Childcare,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're actually learning things that I would think you learn in primary school.
Just something out of your just off your mind. Do you think it's good to send kids to school that early?
I would, because I would want some personal time. Yes.
Okay, nothing else. Nothing
but okay,
else.
if we're being serious, obviously, I think it's good, because good for their mental development.
Exactly.
And if you want them to get ahead in school, when they finally get into primary school, having
at least they're already familiar.
Competitive advantage and learning things beforehand, and actually socializing, being around people would help when you enter primary school. So it's good to send them beforehand to childcare, where they learn and they learn subjects, they learn to be around people. So I think it's a great thing.
If you ask me, probably like 10 years back, I'll be thinking, 3 years old and you send them to school. But when I see for myself how developed these kids are, and they're much more inclined to meet people. They are much friendlier, they are clever, and the way they speak, kids nowadays, the way they speak, I don't think I was like that last time. The IQ developed early. So I find that it's honestly, you ask me now, I agree with sending them for early childhood development. I agree. When we talk about schools within the boundary line of a project or a property, this also affects the value of the property. Especially when the school is super popular. A lot of people are trying to enter or
trying to enroll into
trying to enroll their kids. And they are probably they've been to that school and they love the school and they want their kids to follow their footsteps. They are willing to spend. That's the thing about parents. They're willing to spend to get a property near to that school.
Alma mater.
Yes, correct. We're coming back to the topic today. Let's talk about what is school boundary line.
School boundary line is the distance from where the school in question is to your residential home, and it starts from middle of the school.
Okay, that used to be how the calculation is all about, if I'm not wrong. It could be September. Okay, so recently there was this article about changes of the calculation of school boundary line. Now, the school boundary line, instead of the calculation starts from the middle of the school, now is going to be at the edge of the gate of the school, the boundary of the school.
That really changed a lot?
Actually, it does, because even though it's a small calculation, you probably think that way, but when you see in a bigger picture, sometimes it will affect other parents. The one who try to enroll. Maybe before this they missed by a few meters, or they missed by, So because of this new calculation, opportunity for parents who are trying to enroll their kids has expanded. So you have more people who are eligible to be in that school, right?
I'm thinking also if the school is huge, then that's a advantage. But if it's a tiny school, maybe a few meters still might help. You never know.
General idea of school boundary line basically is if you're living within 1 kilometer of the primary school, example, parents stand a higher chance of enrolling their children. Starting from 2022 P1 registration, this home school distance will be calculated based on the school land boundary or borders of the school rather than center of the school. Oh my god, I'm reading something, so it's very boring.
That's fine, but we need the facts. Give it to us, Farah.
Okay, so with the exception of 3 schools.
Okay.
Okay, this exception of these 3 schools, Cedar Primary, Maristella High School, and Marymount Convent School, this borderline, this boundary line will start immediately from when?
I'm waiting for
2022 P1 registration.
2022. Oh.
Yes, correct. 2022 primary registration. Yeah. And I will put the link to this article down below and you can have a read. Okay, so now let's talk about the difference between this last calculation and the current one.
So technically, that is a bit more of an extra distance to
See,
people
somebody's
see.
paying attention.
I didn't pay attention in school, but I'm paying attention right now.
Somebody's paying attention to what I
If I had
said.
a teacher as beautiful as you, I would pay more attention.
Oh, don't like that. No, I cannot work.
But does that really help a lot of people actually? Like,
It does actually.
They can
Somehow or
calculate,
rather, when you have this pool of people who can enter into the school, now it expands and you have like probably 10% more that are eligible to apply for the school. So you have more competition there.
right. That's what I was going to say. 10% more. Now there's more competition.
Yes.
But the schools aren't getting bigger, right?
Yes.
So,
Sometimes you get school that is oversubscribed.
right. Like my class always had at least 40 to 42 people.
Okay.
So now, if there's
50?
this extra competition, are they going to squeeze more people? Or
Okay.
are they even going to let more people in? Or is the enrollment going to be the same? I mean, we're not sure about that.
Yeah.
We're not
So
working in
that
MOE,
is something that we will find out.
right?
Yeah, maybe if you know
know.
more, you can share with us down below and comment on this school boundary line. What are the schools that you know that is near project? That is
Okay,
near project.
near
Yeah.
project,
Sorry. The question haven't
I'm a
finished.
bit biased because I live in D15.
Mm-hmm.
But D15 is so popular, so hot right now. There's so many new
Yes, yeah.
projects. There is the Continuum, there's Grand Diamond, there is Tembusu Grand. If you guys haven't viewed any of these projects, there's still availability.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the latest one, Emerald of Katong.
So now only left one bedrooms plus study. So if you are family, I don't think 1 bedroom
Right.
plus study.
But if you're a bachelor and looking for a good time, East Coast is the beaches right there. But okay, I digress again.
You're having a good time.
So okay,
G15.
Right, D15, a lot of new hot projects in the area.
Go and find Dan.
Call us. But there are a lot of good schools in D15. Like I was saying, right, there is
Yes.
Tanjong Katong Secondary School. There is
CHIJ.
CHIJ.
Yes.
St. Patrick's School is also in the area where
Yes.
I come from.
Yes. Don't forget.
Yeah, Tanjong Katong, and there's a Kong Hwa School. But I believe, so we're talking about boundary lines, the new calculation helping people, right? But I believe I read an article about how people who bought into Tembusu Grand, at that time with the old calculation, they were within 1 km of Kong Hwa. But I think now, with the new recalculation, I'm not sure how come it was a negative for them because now they're not within 1 km.
Oh.
Maybe it's the...
They're not eligible to get into the school?
Exactly. So I think there was an article that said about Tembusu Grand buyers are unhappy that the development is no longer within 1 km from the popular school. So everything has both sides. There's 2 sides to a coin. So as much as it may be better for some, it might not be the best outcome for some. I think there are some developments also. I don't know if this has changed yet, but one part when they launched, there were some blocks that are within 1 km of certain schools, and some blocks that were further away, so they were not eligible to be within 1 km of those schools.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, I mean personally, I feel I like fairness, and I would prefer if they just picked 1 point and all the blocks use that 1 point, so they're all within 1 km. But I guess also if you are a special block that's within 1 km of a school, then you pay a premium for that unit. They might have.
I think there was this discussion that we have with Jay, our producer.
Yeah, he's behind.
Yeah, he's just behind. So he was sharing with us that Lentor Hill Residences. So Lentor Hill Residences used to be only 1 block that was eligible for this particular school, and now because of the borderline, the whole project is now eligible to apply for that particular school. What school was it? CHIJ.
CHIJ.
CHIJ. St.
Wow,
Nicholas.
you see, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love to hear that there are these like, oh, you bought not knowing, and then now suddenly because of the new
Yeah.
calculation, wow, like everybody benefits from it.
But I agree with you when you said that, oh, if only one block eligible for a certain school that they are
Within
really
the same
targeting. Yeah,
development.
correct. So basically that whole stack or that whole block will be a prime block, right?
Exactly.
So the price will be a little bit more premium than the rest. School is important when it comes to the value of the property in future when you decide you want to sell it. Your pool of buyers the next time that you decide you want to sell will be a lot bigger.
Depends on what your buyer profile is also.
Yeah, correct.
So yeah, sometimes people buy a stack because of the view, sometimes people buy a stack because of the school. So you never know. There's just different pool of buyers.
What do you think about the school boundary line? What are your thoughts about it? Whether you agree or don't agree?
Let us know also if you've been affected by it or you know someone that's been affected by it. Was it a good outcome or a negative outcome? Like, we would
Yeah.
love to hear from you directly also.
So if you want to know more, you want to share with us things, or you want to find out what are other foundation that affects the property value. Today we talk about school. Maybe the next time we can talk about the rest or other foundations that to bring up your property value. You can always follow us. Like, share, and subscribe. And
LSS,
like, share, and subscribe. And post your questions to us. Or if you are shy, let's say you are very, very shy, to post it in the comments down below. You can always contact us through this number, Farah Z, here 90995757, and also Dannel
We
George.
will just put the information below. You can slip into my DMs. I read it every day.
Yeah, we have it on social media. If you follow us, and maybe you can find out more from our social media, our TikToks, and you can also message us personally.
This has been Rise and Shine, ladies and gentlemen.
Rise and shine.
Thank you. If you stayed till the end of the episode, we love you. Thank you so much, and we hope
Thank you.
We hope to get more topics. So if you have topics to suggest to us, please drop them in the comments.
Yeah, we
too.
can discuss it here
Right.
together with you, or if you want to bring this in and we can have this conversation next time, maybe in live or something. Yeah, go ahead.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Bye.
Bye.